Hello, champions. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Sorry for the delay. I had an emergency, so caused the delay. But I'm glad I'm okay, and I hope we are all fully ready for the meeting. I can see people are still logging in, which is fantastic. And I don't know about you guys, but I've missed you all so much. I've missed this training so much. I think we've passed like is it like 2 weeks? Yeah, I think 2 weeks without a training and it surely feels very weird. 2 weeks without a training, and we are still on our 6 weeks QLS trainings, 6 weeks professional networker trainings, and we are down. Well, we are left with only two trainings, So we're on week 5 today, and then we're gonna go and smash week 6 next week, which will be amazing. I know, which will be amazing. So I hope we have been implementing everything that we have been sharing during these 6 weeks QLS trainings. And I hope we are really taking it into activities, because that's what we need at the end of the day. And I have a good feeling about the month of September. I know August was amazing. Most of you have grown in the business. The whole region has grown. We'll see some of the figures, but I'm even more excited because I'm seeing a lot of you guys here also experiencing growth in your businesses. So that's very exciting. So let's jump straight on to what we're gonna cover on week 5. And before that, let's review a bit about week 4. I know week 4 passed, it's like been like 2 weeks and a half since we did our week 4 training. So I don't even know if you remember some of the things that we talked about. But week 4 mainly focused on retailing, on the power of retailing. If you remember, it also talked about the power of retailing 6 to 8 CCs, and we had people sharing their retailing strategies. If you remember, my manager Toko shared how she does her online launches, which was very exciting, and I hope we've tried out some of those activities. So let's move on to week 5. Week 5 is very exciting for me because it's an area that I'm very passionate about. Week 5 mainly focuses on prospecting activities or recruiting activities, which are extremely important for all of us, because if we don't learn how to prospect, and we don't learn how to communicate with people better so that we can be able to recruit them, then we are missing out on the main reasons why we're in Forever in the first place. I believe we are in Forever not just so that we can enjoy the retail profit. You know, the real power Forever is not in the retail profit. The real power Forever is on the team that you're going to build. So learning how to communicate, learning how to share your story, learning how to have conversations with people is what we're going to cover today. And there's some 5 important questions that we're going to cover. And we also talk about a one-to-one. And then lastly, we'll finish up with some recognition. So it's going to be a packed training. So let's start with communication. You know, when it comes to communicating with people towards our business, the first advice that I can give you is be yourself. The first advice that I can give is be yourself. Because if you are not yourself, then you'll find it a little bit weird when you are talking to people about the business. And the worst part is that even the people that you're talking to will find you like super weird. So be yourself. Be yourself when you're talking to people, and practice as many different ways as possible that you use when you're communicating with people. And one key thing that I need you to always keep in your mind when you are communicating with people is people do not care about Forever. These are prospects. Me and you, we care about Forever because we know it, we're in it, it's our business, it's paying us and all that. But a prospect wouldn't care about Forever. A prospect is not excited with the concept of network marketing because they don't know. So they only care about things that matter to them. So when we are communicating with people, we need to have them in our minds more than our agenda in our minds. We need to think about them not just our agenda. So many times when you're communicating with people, because we understand Forever and we are very, very excited with Forever. So we want to quickly show how amazing Forever is, and we miss out some of the ways that we can actually prepare someone to receive the information. So apologies for that. I just realized I got myself muted. So I've talked a lot of things while I'm muted. Uh, so I was talking about when it comes to communicating with people, one of the key thing, one of the most important thing is for you to make sure that you have them in your mind. Yes, we have an agenda. Yes, we know what we want to share with them. But when we overthink about what we have and what we want to share and we forget about them, you will always sound a little bit convincing. You will always miss out on some of the key points that you can perhaps mention, which will get your prospect wanting to learn more from you, which will get your prospect excited about you. And because people are different, we also need to have some sort of a different ways that we are using to approach people, because different people will be approached differently. You know, some of the people you can just send them a script that has been nicely crafted, a very salesy script. Some of the people you can't send them such a message. Some of the people you need to first interact with them a little bit. So learning how to communicate with people is very, very powerful. But above all, we all need to have our story. There are many different ways that you will need to use your story. You might need to use your story when you want to get someone to listen to you as a way to grab their attention. You might need to use your story during prospecting. When you want to get someone's phone number, you might need to use your story so that they can know why is it that you want to get their phone numbers. You might need to use your story when you're inviting someone, whether for a one-on-one or for a business presentation. You share your story, and you get that person to understand that when they come for an event that you're inviting them, or to the webinar, or when they come to meet you one-on-one, then you're going to get into more details. But your story is there to build the curiosity from the prospect, so that the prospect will feel like, no, I need to learn more from this person. So it's crucial, it's very important. I know, I think on week 1 or week 2, we talked about how to create your story and the 4 major parts of your story, which is your background. When you mention your background, I want you to be careful a little bit. Many times people kind of really talk negatively about their background. They feel like if I say I hate my job, if I say my salary is too small, if I say I hate my business, then their prospects will get excited seeing that you hate what you're doing and you've managed to change it. That's not necessarily true, because most of the people that we meet, they don't really hate what they're doing, but they kind of feel like they need more. They don't really hate their jobs. They kind of love the jobs that they're doing, but they kind of feel like, no, I want more. So when you can share your story as authentic as possible and as real as possible, you'll find yourself connecting better with people. So when you're sharing your background is basically what you do now or what you've been doing, and then you come and introduce the challenges that you faced on what you were doing, which caused you to look at an opportunity. And on the part of the challenge, that's where you can really make sure that you do it so well, because on the part of challenges, that's when you mainly connect with people, when you're explaining the challenges, not when you're explaining your background. And sometimes I find people kind of overdo the backgrounds. They talk a lot about their background. Just keep it short, because the idea is for you to be able to share your story within a minute, where you can briefly share your background, and then you introduce the challenges that you are facing, and then you bring in now the solution. You bring in the solution, and the solution now is Forever. And when you are introducing Forever, also be careful not to elongate on how Forever came to you. Make it a little bit brief. Deliver a certain message, but make it a little bit brief. Sometimes we kind of make the how Forever came to us, make it a very long story. Like, I was called, and then I decided to go. I got there, I found there was a lot of people. I sat as well, I didn't understand anything. You kind of made it too long. Just make it a bit short, because you want to be able to tell your story within a minute. And then share your future expectations. What is it that you expect? Now, we're going to talk about some of the weak words that you should be avoiding, especially when you're sharing what you're expecting from Forever. You want someone to feel your confidence. You want someone to feel that you are in Forever for real, and then you are really, really, really gonna be focused for a long time. When you share your future with a lot of hesitation, using weak words, most of the times you find that most people feel like, oh, this person himself or herself is not very sure about Forever. So why should they be super excited with what you're doing in the first place? So learning how to communicate with people is crucial. And most of the times people get sold with stories, not with the facts. All the facts that we share, Forever is in these many countries, those are just the logic part of Forever, which makes someone says, okay, this makes sense. But the stories is what gets someone to be sold. When someone is sold with a story, they need a bit of facts, they need a bit of logical information, so that it can confirm their decision. But they're sold by the story. So do not ignore the importance of you sharing your story. A powerful story is worth a lot. So it's important for all of us to practice telling these stories. It's very, very crucial to make sure that you've mastered your story, so that you can be able to tell it in 1 minute. And when you're given 10 minutes, you can also tell it in 10 minutes, where you make it much, much, much longer. And you can also tailor your story, especially when you are talking to a specific group of people. Or you can also tailor your story a little bit to merge well with someone that you're talking to. Like me, okay, I'm lucky a little bit, because I did Forever when I was a student, and I did Forever when I was employed, and I've done Forever full time. So if I'm sharing my story, if I'm talking to a student, I will want to kind of emphasize on the fact that I was a student, studies were tough and all that, when I'm sharing my background. But if I'm talking to an employee, I won't really talk too much about my experience as a student. I'll focus on when I was employed. And if I'm talking to a business person, then I'm going to focus on some of the challenges that most business people face, and then bring in Forever in that perspective. So use strong words when you're developing your story. Use strong words. Use words that will get someone connect with your enthusiasm as well. So be exciting. And if you're saying that it's a business, don't say so I've started this small business. No, say I've started this amazing business, which I can clearly see is taking me where I want to be. In my business, I've partnered with an amazing dynamic company that has an amazing track record. It has been there for a long time, and clearly it's going very, very far. And when you use words like, I can already see myself achieving certain things, you get someone to think about what they want to achieve. So avoid some of the weak words like, so I've started this business, and I don't know, I'll see, hopefully, I believe, maybe things will work out, and I'll be able to make an income. No. When you're sharing your story, you want to have the confidence. You want to transfer the confidence from you to the person that you want to introduce to. So what I want to challenge you, and we'll see it in the homework, is for everyone to work on their 1 minute story. 1 minute story. And send that 1 minute story to your manager. If you want, you can also send it to me, but it should be 1 minute, because if it's more than 1 minute, I'll have trouble listening to all of them. So send me as well. I can chip in some ideas. I can, help you maybe make it better in certain areas. So having your story is crucial, because when you're out there, interacting with people, you've gone to an exhibition and someone stops by at your store, and and someone is a little bit engaged there. Some people just pass, but some are a little bit engaged. When they're a little bit engaged, you have an opportunity there to share your story. So if you have an opportunity to share your story, you better have an ability to share your story in a very, very short time. Now, when you're communicating with people, let me pause here for a second, so that we understand where we are going with this training, because I don't want you to understand each bit separate. I want you to see the connection of everything. So we are talking about prospecting and contacting people for business right now on this training. And that's why we started with stories. That's why we started with the importance of learning how to communicate with people. Now, if you have your story ready, then the next thing that you need to do is to start actually contacting those people. When we say contacting in Forever, it means picking up a name from your contact list, calling them or SMSing them or emailing them so that you can show them the opportunity. Now, before you contact someone, it's important to, if you're not going to write it down, then at least run it through your mind. Like, how do I want to contact this person? Don't just take the phone and start calling someone without thinking a little bit on how do I want to contact this person? Which angle do I want to use? Are there some hot buttons that I already know about this person? Maybe it's someone that's a total stranger to you, so you don't know any of their hot buttons. Then you should know, when I'm calling this person, I want to establish a certain rapport with him or her so that I can be able to kind of know how I can introduce the concept of Forever. And I'm going to share some of the ways that I call people. And the key thing is just get the concept and find some sentences that you are very comfortable with. Find a way that you feel comfortable communicating with people so that you can do it very, very easily. And when you're making the call, very, very important, don't make the call long. Because if you speak for a very long time with one prospect, you are, first of all, misusing your time. You're scaring that prospect that if they have to join the business, they have to talk all that long. So keep it simple, keep it brief. And it's crucial when you're calling someone, you have an idea of why am I calling this person? What are the hot buttons? Which angle do I want to use? And you have to know, am I calling this person to meet them? Am I calling this person to send them a short 4-minute video? Am I calling this person to invite for a webinar? Am I calling this person to invite to a business plan? It's important to know the objective. And as much as you know your objective, use words that will mean you're thinking about the prospect. And if you are making, I'll talk more about it when I'm giving some tips on doing a one-on-one. When you are doing a presentation, do your best to use the word you more than us or we. Instead of saying instead of saying at Forever we have 1, 2, 3, 4. No, you say when you do business with Forever, you get 1, 2, 3, 4. So the focus is on the prospect. The focus is not on you. And when you're making calls, when you're calling people, remember, the call is not to explain things. The call is not to get into details. The call is simply to secure an appointment. So you're simply inviting them for either one-on-one or a video or a webinar. So you want to keep the call as brief and make sure that when you're calling someone, you're always in a hurry. That's one tip that I can tell you. When you're calling someone, always be in a hurry. Even your voice should not sound like you are there to chit chat for a long time. No, your voice should sound like this is someone that's on a hurry. And don't say, hello, how are you? I'm fine. How is everything? I'm good. Everything. Don't talk too slowly, because when you talk too slowly, you give this person an impression that you have the whole day there to talk to that person. And if you have like 5 calls to make, it's going to be a bit tricky. Even if you are normally someone who talks, softly like that, you can still talk softly like that, like, hello, how are you? But still make it be a bit, be in a hurry. That way you get someone to understand that you're not even there to answer so many questions. You're just trying to get an appointment, and what you excitement. Sometimes people are like extremely excited. You even scare the prospect. Hello, how are you? I'm good. Now I have this opportunity. I'm telling you, my dear, this opportunity, hey, you will not believe. People are making money. No, keep it a bit low. Control your excitement. Have the energy, have the excitement, but not too much. That's why we say be excited about 20%. And at any given point, make sure that you have your story ready. Make sure you know the dates and the times that you are available, so that when you are trying to confirm an appointment, you can be able to confirm right there and then. And when you're calling people, now this is a little bit tricky, I know, because I know there are a number of people that like to lead with the products and follow with the business later. But when you're making calls, you can go and kind of try it out yourself. But when you lead with the business, it's always the best. And if someone says no to the business, then you take them to the products. And why is it very important to lead with the business? Because the core part of Forever is on building the team. And if someone is not building a team, then they're not really maximizing what Forever is. And above all, don't make making calls like some serious work. Have fun with it, you know, enjoy it. And one thing that will help you to enjoy making calls is to really, really marry the results and I don't know, marry the process and divorce the results. Don't overthink about the results. Remember, no matter how nice your call is, no matter how nice it is, some will not show up. No matter how nice that call is, no matter how successful you are, there will always be some that will not show up. And the reason why you're calling this person, this is important for me, and I believe it will be important for you. The reason why you're calling someone is because you have an opportunity that you want to share with them. You have an opportunity that you want to introduce to them so that they can see if the opportunity can work for them or not. You are not calling so that you can share the opportunity with them so that they join. No, you are sharing the opportunity with them so that they can see if it can work for them or not. And when you have that in your mind, I'm telling you, it will take off a huge pressure off you, because most of the times we feel under pressure because we're overthinking about the final results that we want with someone, that we want someone to join. Yes, that's what we want at the end of the day, but there's a process, and it's important to follow each process correctly. And if we are in the first process of calling someone to get an invite, to get an appointment, or to invite them to an event or to a meeting, then for that process to be effective, you need to think a little bit less about the end results. That way you'll be able to really enjoy your calls, and things will go on very, very much more smoothly. Okay. So when you are prospecting, remember, avoid those weak words. I've got a little business, you know, I've started this aloe vera business, please, give some weight to the business, because we are in a big, serious business. And do your best not to tell people that, okay, you can call me when you're ready, because they never do. They never call you when you're ready. I'll tell you one tip here before I forget. When I call someone, this is a technique that I use that helps me with following up as well. When I call someone, I have to make sure at the end of the call, we have agreed on three things. Three things we have to agree. Number one, we have to agree, when are we communicating again? And number two, we have to agree, why are we communicating? And number four, it has to be me to initiate that communication. So if I call someone and someone says, okay, fine, I know my schedule is a little bit busy, but let me call you back in 2 days, and then we'll be able to set the appointment. If I say, okay, fine, thank you so much, I will wait for your call in 2 days. If I do that, then I'm not really doing it the best way. The best way is they say, okay, I'll call you in 2 days. Okay, fine, thank you so much. I'll wait for your call just in case. And then you say, just in case, I will call you on Friday morning and see if we can set the appointment. And then you hang up there. So by the time you're ending the conversation, you have agreed on three things. You have agreed, when are you communicating? There has to be a day. You don't say, I'll call you next week, because next week, when exactly next week? Because if you just say next week, then you're kind of stuck. Should I call this person Monday or Tuesday? No, you have to agree on a day. If possible, you can even agree on the time of the day. I'll call you Friday morning, so that you know exactly when to call the person. You have to agree on, why are you calling that person? You're calling that person so that you can be able to set the appointment, and it has to be you to initiate that call. So it has to be, I will call you on Friday morning so that we can be able to reschedule our appointment. It has to be that way, okay? That's crucial. Now, if you call someone and they don't pick up, what do you do? What do you do if you're calling someone and they don't pick up? You call again and they don't pick up. You call again and they don't pick up. Now, what you should do if they're not picking up the call, you send them a message. You send them a message. You send them a message that, I guess I've been calling you at a wrong time, so I will call you on Friday afternoon. If it's not a good time, let me know. So what's the point I'm trying to make there? If someone is not picking your calls, and if you send them a message that I've been trying to call you, but I've not managed to get through, what time should I call you? They will most likely not reply that text. And you want to have that control still. You want to still be the one to make to initiate the calling. So you send a message saying, I've been calling you at the wrong time. Very sorry, probably you're busy, so I will call you again next Monday around afternoon time. If it's not a good time, let me know. That way you can go to your diary and say, call so and so on Monday, because you've taken back the authority of calling that person. If they still don't pick up, you leave them for some time. How long you can decide. Sometimes you just listen to your heart. You leave them for some time, and then you text them. Maybe after 4 days, 5 days, after 1 week, you text them. Now, when you're texting them, remember, this person has not been responding to your calls, has not been responding maybe to your messages. So you don't want to text this person um, um, pushing the same thing that you are trying to call them. No, you just want to break the silence first. So after leaving them idle for some time, maybe 5 days, maybe a week or so, you just send them a text like, hey, how are you? I've been so busy, I've not managed to even call you. How are you doing? You just end there, because you just want to break the silence. When you say, I've been so busy, you can even say, I'm so sorry, I've been so busy, I even forgot to follow up on you. How are you doing? Say that you're busy. That will make you feel good, first of all, and will challenge that person to realize that you are not just looking at your phone the whole day waiting to call him or her. And when you greet someone, most of the times they will reply. At least you'll break the silence. Then you can pick it up from there. So I wanted to throw in those tips, because those are things that I use and they're helping me when it comes to communicating with people, so that I can remain engaged with the people that I'm communicating with. So they've talked about these powerful words to use when you're prospecting, when you're out there talking to people. You want to make sure that you really represent the magnitude and the size of Forever and how big it is. So here are some more tips that I've added here when it comes to calling people, asking them for an appointment. Now, when we are making the calls, different people should be approached differently. Like I've been doing Forever for a very long time, and most of the people that kind of we know each other, they know what I'm doing. So when I call them, I can't really go indirect with them. I can't really say, hey, I have an opportunity that I want to show, and I can't go indirect. I will go direct with that person, but I'll find a way to give that person the reason to say, maybe I should give benefit of a doubt. So this is one of the line that I use a number of times. Hello, as you know, I've been doing business with Forever for quite some time now, but me and you, we've never had a serious talk. And if I'm calling someone, that's how my tone will be. Me and you, we've never had some serious talk. We've never had a serious talk. And you know what? I've realized some of even my close people have never gotten concrete info from someone experienced. So I've called you. If you're open, we can set an appointment, have a chat, and see if this can be something for you or not. I always like to finish with, this can be something for you or not, because it takes the pressure off me and it takes the pressure off the prospect. If I say, so I've called you to see if you're open, so we set an appointment and we talk more about this business, because I'm telling you, people are making money in this business. I've seen people within a year they've met. Now I'm starting to become convincing. Now I'm trying to convince that person. And the more I'm convincing, the more the person is going to build a wall between the two of you, and you'll not be able to pass through. So are you open for an appointment? We have a chat to see if this is something that can work for you or not. That should be the idea in your mind. That's one way I call people that know that I'm doing Forever. Another way that I use, this one I actually advise to new people that have just started the business. And sometimes these people have started the business and they've already posted online here and there, and they've gotten some comments, some some sort of like the people, their circle around them, they've already noticed that this person is doing Forever. Maybe they've already been asked, hey, you're also doing Forever, so when they call, they can't go indirect, they have to go direct. So if I'm a brand new person and I've posted C9 on my WhatsApp status, and I've had some of my friends seen it and say, wow, has that person really lost weight? This and that, this, that, when I call that person, I want to go direct. Like, hello, I've recently started a business with Forever Living Torah. In a short time, I've met a couple of people who unfortunately never got concrete info on what we do. That means I'm creating doubt in this person that maybe I don't have concrete info. Just out of curiosity. Have you ever had an opportunity to get concrete info from someone successful? I'll listen to that person. If not, we can schedule a meeting to see if this is something for you or not. So the concept that I want you to get here is you are just trying to see, first of all, the interest level of someone. You're trying to see the knowledge level of someone. You don't want to spam someone. You know, spamming is sharing information, assuming someone needs that information. This is not spamming, you know. So you're trying to check their interest level, trying to check their knowledge level, okay? And then on top of that, you want to give them an out. You want to give them an opportunity to say no. When you give people an opportunity to say no, most of the times they don't say no. A lot more other ways. This is what we call a third party approach, whereby you call someone and you kind of want them, but you're kind of skipping them. You show like you don't want them. Like, hey, it's Enos here. Do you ever want to talk? You say, great, fine. So the reason I'm calling you, Sam, is I've just started a business with the help of a friend and backed by a multi-million global company. Now, how you explain your business there, you will decide. Some to say that I've backed with a multi-million dollar company makes them feel a little bit uncomfortable, then don't say it. But all in all, show that you have started a business. That's the one of the key and the most important thing. And if you can chip in showing that it's a serious business, then even better. Okay. So we are looking for some people to work with in your area, and I wondered if you knew anyone that might be interested in making an extra income, maybe, or if you knew anyone that might be interested to start a brand new business. If you knew any students perhaps that are looking for a way to make an extra income as they're studying. So that's a third party approach whereby you are just getting that person interested in your business by showing that you're not interested in them. Okay. And for the people that you know, you can also use the hot button. Those you don't know, the strangers from Facebook and Instagram, you can use the hot button with them. So those that you know, you can use the hot button where you can go very, very direct. Hello, Sam, it's Jane here. How are you? Do you want to talk? They say yes. It says, that day we set, and then you were mentioning about how bad you want to start a business. You know, that day we were having lunch, and then you were talking about how crazy it is that when you get SARI and within 2 weeks SARI is finished. You mentioned a hot button. You know, that day you were telling me that you really want to get serious with losing weight. You kind of touched the hot button. Okay. Well, I think I found a way. Let's meet up and talk. So this is 100% indirect. It's indirect. The prospect doesn't know why you're meeting, but the prospect only knows one thing. You have a solution to their current need. That's the only thing that the prospect knows. Very, very effective for the people that you know, especially close friends, because those ones you can easily tap into their hot button and move on with that. Okay. And some of the people that you want to invite, because you need to have these skills of different type of people. How do you invite them so that you can have you can have better results from the people that you're inviting. So a personality call is the one that focuses on someone's characters, someone's abilities. So if you know someone that is good maybe with public speaking, then you mention that. It's kind of like a hot button, but not the hot button is mainly focusing on challenges that someone is facing, but the personality call is focusing on someone's strength. So you can tap on someone's strength and get them to feel good that you first of all recognize their strength, and you have a business that can actually use their strength. And on this personality core, if you know someone, you can always think a little bit and be able to think about some of the qualities that someone has, which you can use as a way to invite them to come and take a look at the opportunity. So all in all these calls that we are making, the aim is not to really explain the business. The aim is simply to give them an invitation to come and take a look at the business, which the invitation can be towards a video, can be towards an event, or it can be towards a one-on-one meetings, okay? And most of the times they'll ask, okay, yeah, when you go indirect, especially, they'll always ask, what is it? Now, when you ask what is it, I want you to be careful. When people ask what is it, they don't really want to know what is it. What they want to know is is it an opportunity that can work for them? Is what you want to tell them, is it something that will benefit them? That's what they really want to know. If they'll feel it won't benefit them, then they'll definitely say, no, I'm not interested. But if they'll feel it can benefit them, then definitely they will go for it. So when you're saying, when you're asked what is it, always remember, my reply should not focus on explaining what we do. My reply should only focus on showing or giving curiosity to the prospect so that they are ready to get more information. So if they ask what is it, don't say, have you ever heard of network marketing? No, that's like you giving information, and right away someone will make a decision based on that information that you've given, and they will close their minds and say, I'm not interested in network marketing, and you've lost them. And you know, most people who are not interested in network marketing is simply because they don't have the correct information. If they get the correct information, most of them, they change. They realize that it's an amazing opportunity. So you can get them to feel like they're going to lose something. Like I like this reply right here, that if someone say what is it, they say, you know what, I don't think if I'll do justice to this opportunity over the phone, I better just send you a 4-minute video. Are you ready to watch it? You know, that's a very simple reply, which will get someone to say, okay, I better watch that video. If you want to send a video, that can be very, very quick. One more way that I use sometimes, you know, what I do is when someone asks me what is it, I will think about who is that person. That person is an employee, is that person a student, that person an entrepreneur. And then I'll say, you know, the way most people, if someone is a student, then I'll say, you know, the way most students wish to study and yet have a bit of an extra income. I've touched that person. I've mentioned something that will make someone say, okay, this is something that will benefit me. If that someone is an employee, say, you know, the way most employees, they realize that the salary is not enough, but also they're challenged on how can they start a business part-time to increase their salaries. You know, I've tapped into something, I've mentioned something that will definitely get that person's attentive, will make that person feel like, okay, I need to listen to this guy. If someone is a business person, I say, okay, you know, the way most business people, they love to open up new businesses, they see the need, but it just gets so difficult on how are they going to manage it. So when I mention that challenge there, then I come in with a solution that's somehow talking about the challenge that I've mentioned there. So if I say, if most people wish to start a business but fail, maybe due to capital or not really knowing what business to do, well, what we do? So when I say what we do is in connection to the challenge that I've mentioned, is in connection to the challenge that I've mentioned. If it's a student, I'll say, well, what we do is we help people, we give people a platform, or we help people to start part-time business with very, very minimal capital, and they get amazing trainings and mentorship. Why don't we meet for a 30-minute talk, and then you'll see if it's something for you or not. If it's an employee, I'll say, you know, so what we do is we give people a platform, or we give people a way for them to start a business part-time without interfering with their jobs. Why don't we meet for a 30-minute talk, or why don't I send you a video, or why don't you attend one of our online meetings? It's very, very flexible. You just be at your own home and listening to it online and still get good information. Then you'll see if it's something that can work for you or not. So it's important to have some ways that you know you use when people, because these are questions that you'll always be getting when you're interacting with people. And it's important to have your answers ready. It's very important to have your answers ready. You don't need to cram everything word to word or sentence to sentence. No, just have a flow that you know guides you. You know, like when people ask you what is it, the first thing that you want to do is to talk about a challenge that will connect with that person, and then talk about your solution. First introduce the challenge and then introduce the solution. If you go straight to the solution, it might work out, but it's not the best. If someone says, so what is it that you do? And if I say, well, what we do is we coach people how they can start business part-time, or what we do is we help people how to start business with very, very small capital. It works, but you know, the best is to first start with a challenge, because when you mention a challenge, you get that person to be hooked. So when you're bringing in the solution, then someone will take in the solution much, much better. And sometimes people will ask you some very straightforward questions. No matter what you say, is it Forever Living products? Is it network marketing? When you ask those questions, don't make a mistake of saying, no, it's not Forever Living products, so that they just come. I know none of you can do that. But when they say that, then it should trigger in your mind that, this person might have an experience or might have seen someone with an experience. Most of the times it's a negative experience, but a few times you'll be amazed. They'll come up with something very positive. Like, is it network marketing? You say yes. And, oh my God, I've always been wishing to learn more about network marketing. A few times you'll get such nice surprises. So when they say, is it network marketing? Is it a certain company? They say, that's interesting. Why do you ask that? Get their feeling a bit. And then whatever that they say, respond with feel, felt, found. Our amazing feel, felt, found formula. If they say, network marketing, my sister did this and this and this, all whatever negativity that they bring in, respond with feel, felt, found. Don't just try to argue with them, because when you argue with them, you're losing them. So use feel, felt, found. That, you know what, I know exactly how you feel, my dear. I know exactly how you feel, my brother. Connect with them. Don't just say, I know exactly how you feel. No. Really connect with them. I know exactly how you feel, my friend. You know what? When I heard about network marketing the first time, I'm telling you, it was crazy for me. I actually did not believe it, just same way you didn't believe it. That's feel, felt, found. But when I got some good info and I got good guidance, I realized this is something amazing. So I don't know, but if you're open, let's meet up, my brother. Let's meet up, my dear. Let's meet up, honey. I know ladies, you call each other honeys and all that. Let's meet up and let's have a talk. It's important to make, when you're prospecting, when you're out there talking to people, enjoy the process. Don't make it too serious. It's serious work, but don't make it too serious, because you, even yourself, you'll be bored with it. Let alone the prospect. Now, if the person still says no, they're not interested, well, you know what you need to do? Always ask for a referral. Always ask for a referral. And when you're asking for a referral, you can even choose to re-mention some of the benefits. Someone says, no, it's okay, fine, no problem, I understand, I totally fine. Thanks for your time. I'm glad things are okay with you. So I just wanted to know, would you happen to know any employees that are currently looking for a way to generate an extra? Don't put such big figures. I would say we're in Africa. Such big figures will simply scare people out. Put in very small figures. If put it like something equivalent to $200 to $500 a month. Yeah, just put in a small figure, something that's very believable for most people, and ask them if they can connect you to someone, because referrals do work. I have someone in Tanzania called Vincent, who has a huge team in Burundi, and he got that team through a referral. As a matter of fact, his only leg in Burundi right now is through a referral. So you can imagine, if he did not ask for referrals, he could have lost a big business there, right? And when people say no, always remember to offer them the products. That's why we say we lead with the business. When it comes to prospecting, we lead with the business and then we follow with the product. So if they say no, give them an opportunity to try out the products. You can recommend them some products for them to buy, or you can do a pop, whichever way that you feel is best for you. Okay. Now, when you're communicating with people, one of the things that we miss out a lot is following up on the people. Following up is crucial, and I've shared my technique or my tip on following up. That whenever you finish communicating, talking to someone, make sure you've agreed on three things. You've agreed on when are you communicating again, why are you communicating, and that's to be you who is initiating that communication. All right. And if you say you're going to call at the same time, please call it at that time. Do not miss out. So if you have invited someone for a meeting and say, okay, I'll call you in the morning to remind you, please call them in the morning to remind them. It's crucial, because if you don't make such follow-up, things won't work out. And if someone has watched the video already, what I normally do when I send a video to someone, I will ask them, when do you expect to watch it? They say, okay, I'm going to watch it tomorrow. I said, fantastic. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to call you tomorrow evening to get your feedback. It's very crucial. Anytime you hang up a phone with someone, you have to agree, when are you communicating again? Why are you communicating? It has to be you who is initiating the communication. Now, let's share some few tips and ideas on how to do a powerful one-on-one. First of all, a one-to-one presentation is one of the most important uh, um, step in our business, because that's the point where you actually get to connect with your prospect. That's the point where you actually get to really get someone to understand the business. When they come for the business presentation, they might miss out on some of the concepts, and a business presentation might actually act as a way to give that social proof and excitement and touch their feelings so that they join. But during the one-on-one, there you can have a conversation. There you can connect with someone. You ask each other questions, and a one-on-one should be interactive. Don't make a one-to-one like a business presentation and the prospect is just listening and you're just presenting to them. No, make it conversational, and have fun, joke around it, make sure the prospect smiles at some point. And remember, the number one reason why people join is you. That's the number one reason. That's the number one reason. It's you. And then we follow other reasons. Because when people are presented with an opportunity, most of the times they're a little bit skeptical about the opportunity, but they believe you will not let them down. They believe in you more than the opportunity. The opportunity is something abstract. It's out there. Forever is like this, giant company out there. Someone might have difficulty really connecting with Forever directly, but they will connect with you more. Now, online one-on-one can be done in different ways. One-on-one doesn't have to be face-to-face. It can be online. Many ways you can do. You can do a Zoom online one-on-one. You can do a WhatsApp online one-on-one. If you're doing a WhatsApp online one-on-one, different ways you can use it. The first way, I used it once, but be careful with it. Making sure that you hold your phone well so that the prospect can see the full page of your presentation. I'll simply make a video call to someone. I have my one-to-one presenter. I'm just flipping pages and they're seeing the slides there. It's as simple as that. Nothing really fancy. So you can do that. But also you can do a WhatsApp. You can do a WhatsApp info session with someone one-on-one. We have been in a couple, and I know Zambia is very, very good at this. I really, really applaud you on that. So you can have a WhatsApp business presentation that you can also do one-on-one with someone, okay? But when you're meeting people face-to-face for an actual one-to-one presentation face-to-face, it's very, very crucial to take note of some of the few things that are important. Never be late. Always look good. Always look good. Dress appropriately. Make sure that you're meeting somewhere that's not very noisy, and do your best to meet somewhere neutral. When you go into someone's home, it's very difficult for you to be in control. The kids will come and then someone will leave and go put the kids back in to their rooms, and they'll come back and say, okay, where were we? You lose most of the times. You will really miss out on some of the key things. But if you have to visit someone's home, you can kind of ask them before the meeting, like, can we sit somewhere where we can really focus? Because I really wish we spend the shortest time, but still really make the most of it. You can always ask for that so that they don't take the meeting as casual as they normally would, especially if the way you called them, it was a casual one. Sometimes you just say, hey, how are you? I've missed you so much. I just want to pass by your place and then we have a chat. And then your idea is when I get there is when I'm going to do the one-on-one. So someone is not really prepared for a serious business presentation. So it's important to make sure that you have the environment ready. You have the environment ready, and your story will be the first thing that you will need to use when you're doing a one-on-one presentation. Okay, don't miss out on some of the tools that are important. You can't miss out on your product catalog. You might miss out on your international directory, but don't miss out brochures. Have them there, and if you can, carry some products. Carry some products, because when you're talking about the products and you get someone to at least touch, even if it's just a lip balm or just one tooth gel, carry some products. Because when people see the products, they kind of, there's a special connection that someone gets when they see the products. Okay, so carry it with you, and don't take that chewed pen. There's that pen that you have chewed a lot. Don't take that one, take the nice one. And above all, just go there knowing that I'm just sharing the information so that the prospects can see if that is something for them or not. When you have that in your mind, I'm just sharing so that they can see if it's something for them or not. When you have that in your mind, I can tell you, you're gonna do a very good one-on-one presentation because you're not under pressure, okay? Now, there are different one-on-one presentations. This is a QLS, it's more or less like the global presentation. I don't know if this is the one that you're using or not, but I wanna take the concept. I want you to understand the concept that at the beginning of your one-on-one, the first thing that you want to do is to connect with that person. And you connect with that person by knowing what that person is currently ready to work for. And one of the triggering questions that you can ask is, by the way, if time and money were no object, what would you be doing? Kind of get that person to think about their dreams. But also at the beginning of a one-on-one, especially for those people that you've met just online, is very important to start by sharing your story. Because when you share your story, then you connect with that person better. That person gets to see uh, um, what caused you to be in the business. So share your story. Very, very important, so that you can connect with that person. Now, after you've shared your story, you have given that person an opportunity to speak about some of the things that are important to that person right now. You can even ask that person, like, okay, I just wanted to know what has motivated you to show up for this meeting, especially if it's someone, if it's a stranger, or even if it's someone that you know, you can ask them, because you just want to look for some of the hot buttons of that person so that you don't miss out on the hot buttons when you are doing the one-on-one, okay? And there are these 5 questions that you can ask. And these questions, they are from a book called Questions Are the Answers by Alan Pease. And I would highly, 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 highly encourage, read this book. It's a brilliant, brilliant, nice, easy to read book. So you want to ask these questions so that you get that person to connect with their goals. Because remember, this is a one-on-one, and you can get to talk with someone. And then if need be, you can find a way to have these questions kind of written down somewhere. And some are very comfortable showing that they're asking the questions from something written down. Some will want to ask the questions from the top of their mind. Doesn't matter, but all in all, you want to make sure that if someone said, let me take you back a little bit. If someone says that they want to build a house, they want to do this, they want to do this, you know, they've mentioned a couple of things that they want. Now you want to kind of know what is the most important one of all for this person. So you can, by the way, you know, of all the things that you've mentioned you want to do, what's your number one priority? My number one priority is to sort out my debts. That's interesting. And why did you pick that one? Someone will say, because they are really frustrated. And why is that so important? I mean, clearing out your debt. Why don't you invest some of the money before clearing the debt? You make it conversation, you know, and say, because of this. Okay, fine. So what would be the consequences of you not not being able to do that? There's okay, I will not be able to do this, and then okay, so what's the issue with that? Why would that worry you? You know, these questions here, these 5 questions here, they aim at getting the prospect sold to his or her own goals. So the prospect is already sold that I need this goal, and I know my reasons why I've picked it. I know why it is so important, and I know the consequences of me not achieving this, and I know why that is very, very crucial for me. So that way, you've connected with the person, you know a bit about that person, what is important to them. Now you're gonna go now and start offering the solution. Now, when you're offering the solution, I want to remind you on not saying. I want to remind you on the proper use of the word you versus we and us. So instead of just saying, okay, fine, so let me introduce you to, instead of just saying, let me introduce you to our company, Forever Living Products has been there for so many, you say those things, but you kind of twist them so that the prospect feels it's for them. And it's not about you talking about who you are, but it's really you showing that prospect what they'll be getting from Forever. So normally, the way I do it, when I get to the part where I want to introduce Forever as a company, I say, now you've got your goals ready, and I know you're ready to hustle, but I mean, you wouldn't want to put all the goals leaning on a company that's not really worth it. So let me share with you a few things about Forever Living Products so that you can see how you will be doing business with a serious company. So it's about you will be doing business with a serious company. It's different from, so let me share with you what Forever Living Products is so that you can see how big this company is. No, it's not about, it's about that person. You want to get that person to think about doing business with Forever. So when you're doing the one-on-one, you want to say a lot of you. When you join, when you do this, use a lot of you. The more use you use, the more use you use, the more it means you are focusing on the prospect and not about your company. Okay. So when you're introducing the products, you don't just say we have amazing products. You say you will be doing business, you will be sharing products, you will be introducing products which are of high quality. It's not just about we have high quality products. No, it's about you. I hope you're getting the concept there. Okay. And then you come now to talk about the benefits of the network marketing system. You also do your best to talk to your view that when you're doing business with Forever, it means now you will be investing a very small amount of money. You won't need to have a lot of stock. Instead of saying in network marketing we don't put a lot of stock, we don't invest a lot, instead of using we, you use you. Okay, that's the concept that I want. And when you understand that way, then you'll know a one-on-one is very, very easy and focusing on the prospect. You've shared your story. You've understood that person's reasons for being there. You have shown how big and how powerful Forever is. You've explained network marketing. You have shown the products. And when you show the products, please remember, it's not a products presentation. Never miss out to show the market for the products. Don't just show the products, show the market for the products. It's very, very important. Okay. This is a very, very old one-to-one presentation. You see how big I was there. So you want to show the concept of network marketing from the angle of how people will how actually your prospect will be able to get customers, how your prospect will benefit from the team. It's crucial that you go in the direction not of just how the concept is, but how someone exactly benefits from that. And also do not forget to talk about the support. So let me brief it a little bit. Let me summarize a bit. You have shared your story. You've understood that person's need for being there. You have introduced Forever and shown how big Forever is so that the prospect can have confidence in doing business with Forever. You have covered the products and you've shown the market for the products so that the prospect has the confidence that I can sell these products. You've shown the concept of the team. Now, if this person has understood and is excited, there's only one thing now. The person is worried, will I be able to do it? That's why you have to talk about the support. You have to mention the support, because if you don't mention the support, it means you're missing out on the fact that someone might be excited, but maybe is a little bit skeptic on whether or not they will be able to do the business. And when you're sharing the big things about Forever, sometimes when I do a one-on-one, I don't even talk about chairman's bonus, because I feel like the person that I'm talking to, even some of the smaller figures that I was mentioning, maybe $1,000, you can see someone feeling like, can I really make $1,000? Now, if someone is skeptic about making $1,000, then you can be assured $1,000,000 is just going to be something that's going to make them even much, much more skeptic. So sometimes I don't even talk about chairman's bonus, or if I do, then I'll just kind of brush through it. I won't really talk about it into greater details and really, really emphasize on it. No, I'll just kind of brush through it. You'll show all the benefits that people get from the business, the Forever to drives. You'll talk about the incentives. Now, if you've talked well about the money part, then these are areas that I normally pass through very, very quickly, because I know most of the people that join the business, primarily they want to make an extra income. So I want to make sure that I've really covered that part very, very nicely. Okay. And as I said, you have to make sure you show the kind of support that you're going to give them. And at this part, you can go deeper. Don't just say we're going to coach you, we're going to help you. No, go a little bit deeper. Give some examples. I mean, if you are already in doing it, you can share some of the real examples. Like, I sponsored someone in Ndola. So what I did is I did the training online, and then after 2 weeks, I went to Ndola. She organized a group at her home. I did the training for her, and she sold some products. Get some details into it. Share some stories. Always stories sell and facts tell. So do not miss out on that. Okay. And then you'll go on to closing your one-on-one. Okay. And when you're closing, remember, when you're ending any meeting, any conversation with someone, you must agree. When are you communicating again? Why are you communicating? And it has to be you. It has to be you initiating that communication. It has to be that way. Okay. So those are some of the tips that you can use when you're doing a one-on-one presentation. And I'm sure if you use those tips, you will see your rate of recruiting increasing. And if you want to be good on one-on-one presentation, then the most important thing is to do a lot of them. Just do a lot of them, and you'll definitely be super good on the one-on-one presentation. Okay. And when you're closing the meeting, remember, sometimes we close and then we reopen the meeting. It's like you did the presentation, you've closed the meeting, and you somehow feel like, no, I want to convince this person just a little bit more. So you kind of reopen the presentation again, and you kind of like do the closing twice. No. If you've closed, then close it and move on to the next step. If they're coming for a business presentation, move on to the next step. And one of the good phrase to use when you're closing, when you want someone to get to a point where they make a decision, is you ask them, by the way, with more information still to come, do you feel there could be something there could be something in this for you? Yes or no? Feel very free to say no. And then you shut up and wait for the answer. If they say yes, then you know what to do. If they say no, then you can ask, by the way, you've said no. Why do you feel that way? You can ask. If they say yes, that's great. Next step, let's go to a business presentation. Or let me invite you now to a WhatsApp info session, if that's what you're going to be using as a business presentation. If they're not sure, you connect with them. You say, well, you know what? I totally understand. Very, very few times people can make such quick decisions. So my suggestion is you should come to a business presentation. After that business presentation, then we'll be able to sit down and see if this is something that can work for you or not. And that's it. You've closed your one-on-one. So let's talk about some of the homework that we're going to be working on for the next 7 days. And remember, next Tuesday we will be doing our final training. So number one, create your story and aim to do a 1-minute video. But to start with, you can do a 1-minute audio. Send to your manager or your upline, any upline. You can send to me as well if need be. And let's continue to practice and practice and practice. Let's go and make those contacts. I want to challenge you. And I want next week when we come in to get your feedback on how many one-to-ones are you going to do this week. And the target should be at least 5 one-to-ones from this Tuesday until next Tuesday. Challenge yourself, at least 5 one-to-ones. If it's going to be WhatsApp one-on-ones, it's going to be Zoom one-on-ones, or it's going to be face-to-face one-on-ones. I don't know how is the corona status right now in Zambia and Rwanda, but all in all, I want to challenge you to do that. Okay. Yes. So that's the homework for today. And I hope you can take a screenshot of that, and so that you don't forget on that. Now, we have just finished the month of August, and we have just finished the first week of September. One thing that I can tell you is time is flying. Damn. I feel like we finished September just a few days ago, like yesterday. But I had a long trip, traveled up country here and there. We're doing presentations. Luckily in Tanzania, we don't have corona anymore. With the grace of God, we've finished it. And I just want to say massive, massive congrats to each and every one of you. I know you've all done some amazing things, but I want to, in a special way, recognize our 4CC qualifiers, and join me please in giving a big round of applause to our 4CC qualifiers for the month of the month of August. Massive, massive congrats to Esther Lungu, Rodina Musonda, Rosemary. Massive congrats to Priska. Massive congrats to Collins, Chininga, Viola, Tamila. Massive congrats, guys. I hope we are giving a big round. Can I see some fires there on the chats? You guys are not giving in any fires. Let's cheer them up. Let's cheer them up. These are 4cc qualifiers. I want to see some fires there before I continue. We've got Walia, Chiti, massive congrats. Prudence, Muti, congrats. Okay, now I'm seeing some fires there. Congratulations, guys. We've got Mary Chewe, congratulations for smashing. You are 4cc. Caro Banda, massive congrats. We still got some more 4cc qualifiers. We've got in Kalemumba, congrats. We've got Orient, Chilokota, massive congrats for smashing your 4cc. You know, the number of 4cc qualifiers has increased. This is exciting. We've got Chikubi Kuyondela. Congrats champions for smashing 4cc is not a joke, guys. Elijah Cabasso, congrats for smashing your 4cc. Sadio Bare, massive congrats for finishing your 4cc. Lillian Chishimba, congrats champion. You nailed your 4cc. Joseph Siwingwa, we've got Kapungwe, Justin Muti, congrats. Mr. C9 for finishing your 4cc. Elizabeth Chama, congrats Elizabeth for smashing your 4cc. We've got Gregory Chongo, congrats for finishing your 4cc. And then we've got Diana Kapili, another 4cc qualifier. And I know some of these people are not even 4cc's. And from next month, we're going to have some better categories. We're going to have 4, we're going to have 5, we're going to have 7, we're going to have 10. So remain excited. We've got Tukia Kaoma, congrats, never missing a 4cc's. Christine Ganga, congrats for smashing your 4cc. And that's all. That's all there is for the month of August for Zambia. Now I'm going to recognize, I know we also have FBOs from Rwanda in the meeting. So I'm going to recognize 4cc qualifiers from Rwanda. We've got Pacific. Congratulations for smashing your 4cc. Corneli, congrats champion. I know Rwanda is on fire. Esperance, congrats for finishing your 4cc. I hope we're still giving them enough fires there. I need to see some fire. Congrats leaders. We've got Mukandamutsa Elizabeth. Congratulations for your 4cc, never missing. Mugeni Rose Susie, congrats for smashing your 4cc's. We've got Ire Elise, congrats for 4cc's, and I hope I'm pronouncing all the names correctly. Valentin Kirenzi, congratulations for your 4cc. This is fantastic. And then we've got Mukakanyambo Mary Claire, congratulations for finishing you are 4cc's. We've got Kanyamuneza Anik, congrats. I always see your name. Congratulations to Senge Seraphine, another 4cc qualifier. That's exciting. And then we've got a few more 4cc qualifiers. We've got Mabazi Grace, all the way from Chigali. We've got Wamahoro Chantal. Congrats for finishing also your 4cc. This is amazing and this is exciting. We've got Kizimana Gilbert, smashing 4cc. This is actually area manager for Rwanda. Congrats. We've got Georgette Mukadepite, congrats for smashing your 4cc's as well. Esperance Nikuze, 4cc qualifier. Congrats champion. Veneranda, congratulations for finishing your 4cc. And then we've got Kamusonera Aisha, another 4cc qualifier. Fantastic. We've got Mukabakunda Theodates, 4cc qualifier. Robert Abinshuti, Agnes Nyanzima, congrats for your 4cc qualifiers. Now, let's move to something bigger. Let's move to our brand new supervisors. Now, can I get some serious claps for these amazing brand new supervisors? These are only for the month of August, And we have amazing supervisors. I hope they're online. Maybe they can share something. All the way from Rwanda, we have got Mary Claire, all the way from Rwanda. I don't know if you're in the meeting, Mary Claire. If you are, then you can send me a message so that I can unmute you so that we get to hear 1 or 2 words from you on how you did your supervisor. But all in all, congratulations, a brand new supervisor all the way from Rwanda. And we're going to move on to the next brand new supervisor. That is Wamahoro Clementine. Congratulations for smashing your 4cc. This is really, really, really exciting. I can tell you, Rwanda is on fire. Rwanda is on fire. They had an amazing growth last month as well. This is exciting. And let me come to the final 4cc call. Final new supervisor. We've got Ire. Congratulations for smashing your supervisor. And I know that these people are not online here, so what we're gonna do, I'm gonna work out on something where they will record an audio, and then I will share it with the rest of you so that you can all hear something from them as brand new supervisors. So this has been exciting. And once again, let me say congratulations to each and every one of you, because last month, August was exciting, was amazing. Zambia grew by 11%. Massive congrats, guys. And we've got Rwanda that grew by 19%. And I'm working on, I'm going to send the posters for this growth so that you can be able to share it on social media, and really appreciate the fact that we're not proud of what's happening right now in the economy, but we feel very, very grateful that we're in a business that's actually still growing. Even on this tense time, the business is still growing. And I know Zambia, you've had serious challenges with products, and I hope and I believe and I pray September, we're gonna mark the end of that, because we're expecting 2 containers in September. So when they come in, I can tell you, I'll be the one now pushing you guys to say, when are we gonna move those products? So congrats each and everyone. And those of you who have not been recognized, I only have one thing to tell you: do not worry, because it is a brand new month right now. September has just started. It's just 1 week that has passed. You have every reason to believe that you can still achieve whatever goal that you want to achieve. You can do it. And when you believe that you can do, and you put in the work, and you really track your activities, then it will happen. One thing that I'll advise each and every one of you is track your goals on weekly basis. Track your goals on weekly basis. Every week, track your goals. Every week, track your goals. We've just finished the first week. So don't forget, you have to check, you have to log in your system right now. Look at what you've done in the first week and challenge yourself. What is it that you need to improve? Or are you on track based on the goals that you have for yourself for the month of September? So yeah, thank you so much. I know I've exceeded like 13 minutes or so, but all in all, I hope you've all enjoyed the meeting. And let me tell you only one thing: I will see you at the top. I will see you at the top. Let's go and push, and let's go and make things happen. Thank you all so much, and I wish you all an amazing evening. Thank you so much.